Hello and welcome to Of Dice and Them. We are a TTRPG actual play podcast and we are actually playing Blades in the Dark. My name is Tove, I am your games master this evening. With me in the hot seats are Bambi.
Yeah, I thought I'd be first. I just knew it. I had a feeling, and so I am ready.
Are you in
That's
an echo chamber?
Ready, unmuted. Happy to go.
So I am ready.
I saw you were muted and with a mouthful, so I thought I'd throw the ball at your head. We also have Jack.
Yep, that's me.
We also have Ralph.
I'm so hot.
We also have Lou.
To be fair, they are very hot seats today. The scorcher.
You join us in the height of
May.
We've just tipped over 20 degrees Celsius and the nation has lost its mind.
Yep.
What you just don't understand, people that live in places that are legitimately warm, hot, or otherwise, is that our infrastructure is built for tepid misery.
Oh yeah, we rely on tepid misery.
much like this podcast.
Yeah. Oh.
What's hilarious is that, as far as I'm concerned, the episode that will come out before this, or maybe the one before that, we discuss about how fucking freezing it is. So if that gives you an indication and a little inside glimpse into quite how beautifully organised we are and how often we record, then there you go.
We have a perfectly tight-knit recording schedule.
Don't worry, it should be cold again by the time this episode goes out.
Really?
I trust that.
Are we
So
that far ahead?
listening to us should warm your cockles. Listen to us
Maybe.
sweat.
I'll cut this if
and
not.
glisten.
Wait, let me record one saying... And what's really interesting is the last time we recorded it's cold, and by the time this comes out, it'll still be cold!
Bum-bum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Season's greetings, everyone. From all of us at ODAT.
Ooh, happy Halloween! Any others we're missing?
How's that game going, Tove?
Where last we left our scoundrels, they were scattered across the city, all pursuing different goals, doing different things, and for different reasons. But today they are brought back for the score of a lifetime. The lead you are given is that there is a cache of magical items in the flooded district of the Undercity. The flooded district is famously abandoned after the
Flooding.
cataclysmic events of approximately 25 years ago, which did involve a degree of flooding. Yes, Jack, thank you. It is known to be desolate and haunted, but that's no match for a group of scoundrels like yourselves. We join you now around the planning table in the Shrieking Clam, your lair. Our goal here is to choose a plan for the score.
Well, as I've been away the entire time, doing not a lot of nothing and generally moping about, I'll leave the choice up to you.
You were kidnapped for a bit. You just weren't there for
Was
it.
I?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, that was obviously a very tough endeavour, and I appear to have blanked it out of my mind.
Oh, see, I thought that you were about to volunteer to lead this mission, given that you had been resting easy the last couple of weeks. But
Well,
I see that you've introduced the fact that you were resting easy in order to say, so I'll rest easy some more.
Well, I mean, if you actually listen to the words that I used, I would say that I'm more than happy
Big
for
if.
someone else to decide what we do. I'm more than happy to be in first, because I have consulted the records, and it appears that the rest of y'all have taken a rather large amount of trauma and stress over the last little while.
We zoom out and we see Randall cradling his head in his hands with two black eyes, a swollen cheek, and a missing tooth.
Well, I was thinking about sitting this one out.
Yeah, what no one who's not in this call has seen is Bambi just get up and leave the podcast.
We are looking to choose between the 6 different plans. We are choosing between assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport.
Well, none of us are even a little bit magical.
So we should go occult.
That's not true. Kuza's magical as fuck, isn't he?
He has a ghost that follows him around. That's the extent of his magic.
Which I don't think I've
Do
told any
you
of you
have
about.
a ghost that follows you around?
I've got one Trivial Pursuit cheese of a long-term project to get some magic. Does that count?
Making Gecko the most occult member of
Woohoo!
the crew, yes.
Still very tempted by a cult.
I think we should go occult then.
Okay, who votes for a cult?
What, just because we're so poorly
We
equipped
would
for
need
it?
to detail the arcane method.
Oh, that's
I mean-
that's less good.
What do we know about this? We're looking for these magical doodads. The difficulty in getting them is their location. They're not specifically being guarded or anything, right?
You recall from when Lorenzo was here telling you about
Let me
this,
have a little think. Hold on.
Flashback, take two stress.
Oh yes, Place in the Dark, I remember.
Lorenzo has marked on a map the building he suspects these artifacts to be in. You know that Jenny, leader of Jenny's Girls, has previously been to this location, but she doesn't talk about her trip into the flooded district. Often when people go to the flooded district,
Good
they
sign.
don't come back.
Excellent.
So the fact that Jenny came back at all is impressive. So you have an old map of the flooded district before it became the flooded district, and you know what building that these artifacts will be in.
So, as a legitimate potential suggestion, transport seems most fitting in that we.
It's
will
not like
look
we're
to
just
transport-
picking them up, though, right?
Well, yeah, but it's like we're transporting something there. The method of how we get to this thing is going to be presumably quite complicated, given it's flooded. And then the method of how we retrieve the package and then transport it back, like a boat, like a gondola, with Kuza
Yeah.
punting the gondola along.
I think we should have a piratical adventure. We should dress up as a gang of brigands
Done.
and come up with a gang name and establish a foothold in the city, and then take our lair on the seas to try and carve our own slice of this big city.
What about the Uptime Buccaneers?
Yes.
I was thinking the Uptime Gangplank.
I don't hate it.
People can.
I a bit hate it.
If we catch people, they can walk the uptime plank.
So if we're going with the transport plan, the detail we need to establish is the route and means.
Pirate ship.
Barge.
Things like pirate ships would be something that you should really acquire an asset for.
Well, I mean, Tay has a friend who's a pirate captain, so maybe she can just pull that in.
I am more saying that because I can just say, yeah, you get a boat, but it's going to be like a shit boat, not a cool boat that has guns and stuff.
That's okay.
We can have a ship boat and call it a pirate ship.
Yeah. No one assumed the boat would be good. At no
Okay,
point
good.
did I assume the boat would be incredible.
Oh yeah, leaky dinghy that we've
Yeah.
painted a Jolly Roger on the side.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like
exactly,
tar.
Exactly.
Sounds like we have our answer then. Does anyone want to gather any information before we do our engagement roll?
Yes, I would like to learn how many people in this party can swim.
Roll, what action roll are you using?
Intimidate.
Consort with your party
Yeah,
members.
consort. Guess that would be study, right? Study a
Sure.
person. 2 dice, choose the lowest. 2 6s. What are you going to do?
Okay, yeah, everyone answer truthfully about whether you can swim or not.
Tay can't.
I can't think
I
of
mean-
any reason why Gecko would know how to swim, but I'm also very aware that in our D&D campaign, I canonically made a character who couldn't swim and sabotaged the party, so I am reluctant to create another
have
non-swimmer.
seen Gecko swim on screen.
Didn't we all fall in a canal at one point?
Ooh, that's true. We did all fall in the canal.
You did your stress relief by jumping into someone's swimming pool.
That's true. Gecko can swim. Yes!
I don't think Tay can swim. I think she can physically swim, but I don't think she enjoy.
Can
the
emotionally
process.
swim.
Yeah.
She was lucky that time she fell in the canal. She just stood up.
Yeah, but like little John Little in Robin Hood, she's panicking and then they stand them up and then stop panicking.
Can Randall swim?
Yes.
Rich boy taught to swim.
Yeah.
That's a swimming pool. Well, had.
Nanny taught him to swim when he was little.
Nanny is actually his swim coach and has only ever been his swim coach.
Nanny actually started out as a swim coach and then actually was quite nurturing and they just kept her on.
Moved in.
Sounds about right.
Maybe she got made redundant by the leisure centre and they just kind of kept her.
Kuza,
Yeah.
wet vole style.
Yeah, it's not nice. Smells bad.
Yeah, where are
What
we
now?
up to on your gangrenous burnt hand?
Level 1 harm, baby.
Still?
Yeah.
Is that not just like
Difficult
progressed
to
to
heal.
level 2 because it hasn't healed?
It started as level 2, and it is healing.
Oh, it's getting better. So the chef did something then with the flour.
No. I think it was me.
Okay.
It cost a lot of Kuza's money, but Meg did eventually roll. Oh no, she just rolled the lowest every single time, and that chipped away at the total until it got to 0.
It got
Yeah,
there.
now I have no coin. And it's still not gone.
So can we do a quick little cheeky recap on stress,
Everything.
harm, trauma, everything? Because, well, no, I mean, I have 3 stress, no harm. That's me.
2 stress, level 1 harm.
5 stress, no harm.
5 stress, 2 level 1 harms.
Randall's on the edge.
Randall's looking the worst for once.
Randall got really carried away last session. Really, really carried away.
It's super carried away.
Randall has chatted a lot of shit for a long time, and he's finally fucked about and found out.
Well, mainly he stopped chatting shit last. Well, he did that, obviously, but
Then he got hit.
it was also like the attempts at jumping from table to table and being nimble. And although he maybe
You forgot that you didn't put anything in any kind of physical
I
attribute.
didn't forget. I just thought,
I mean, it turned out alright, didn't it?
While I'm here,
he'll have a go.
Any other information gathering on the flooded district before we engagement roll?
someone should talk to Jenny, right?
I-
That would make
Do you want-
sense.
You want to talk to Jenny?
No, I have no relationship with her. I have no charisma and no relationship with her. I am the worst choice to go and talk to Jenny.
Are your gather information rolls hurt by your less effect as well? Is it just everything? Oh, Jenny! Yeah, great. Great stag race.
It does actually describe it as effect level in the book. So I'd say that would make sense.
I was just going to have Randall go safely study some maps.
That makes sense.
Just safely in a nice padded room.
What are you specifically looking for from the maps?
Maybe there's a... I don't know. It's not really any central government, is there? It's like, go to the central government hall and go into their records and read the maps of...
I think you could potentially pull up. Yeah, we could say that there is some kind of civic work centre. that would once have...
The Civic Works Guild.
That sounds good. That exists now.
So Randall's going to the Civil Works Guild, who have painstakingly mapped the flooded area because that's what they do. They don't really have much to do other than
Because reasons.
the map civil stuff, right? So even though many of them have died because of how dangerous this area is, they
Mhm.
feel like it's a cool, so he's going to go study their maps.
Let's see how good their maps are.
That's a 5 with less effect.
So a 5 would be standard. You get good details. But with less effect, that goes down to limited. You get incomplete or partial information.
Can really focus with all the blood being coughed up on the maps, I presume.
Yeah, so not only are the maps not great because of just a lack of... There's no big power saying, we must reclaim the flooded district. So they're sort of doing it under their own steam, and the fact that you tend to die when you go to this district means you don't get very many volunteers. So you, I think, can map out a route to this building. You know the building is a church that you're working your way towards, and you've got a rough kind of route that potentially won't get you all immediately killed.
Big.
There you go. Information gathered.
I'd love to go talk to Jenny.
Now, you know from Lorenzo that she has specifically been cagey about her trip into this district. So the fact that she wouldn't tell him anything, her most trusted captain, may make this kind of difficult. But if you can think of a question you'd want to ask her that you might be able to needle some information out from her.
So what? I just go knock on Jenny's door. Hi, Jenny.
Yeah, maybe pick an action roll for it, and we'll see how that goes.
I've got an action roll ready.
Yeah, so if
Skirmish. No, it's going to be sway. I'm using my charm, but specifically, it's sort of like a bluffing, kind of deceitful kind of vibe. And she's going to be all like, oh, Jenny, my crew are looking at going into the flooded place that the GM named something earlier. And
District.
Flooded district. I'm terrified. I don't do well with water. I don't particularly enjoy swimming. And they all seem so brave and well-to-do, and I'm just terrified of what we might find there. But I've heard you went, and you lived to tell the tale. So, woman to woman, is there anything I need be afeard of?
Now would be the time to roll, I think. Use your words.
6.
Oh!
Boom! Boom, motherfucker. I've rolled 3 dice and 3 6s so far this evening.
Oh, Puddin', you don't want to go into the flooded district. That place is teeming with people who don't want you there. You know, when the district was abandoned, the people who are still living there, they don't take kindly to outsiders. You should watch out for those weirdos. You know, you know why the flooded district's flooded, right? It's because when that bomb went off and it flooded the district, it left behind these crystals that, you know, if I had to blame the ghost field on something, I'd blame it on them. I just wouldn't go there, darling.
Why, I mean, you said so many things that you expect me to have heard before, like a bomb and a crystal and weird people living there. I didn't want to go because there was water. And now I really don't want to go.
Oh, don't go, you know, it's...
Okay.
You're getting exceptional details out of me. That's more than I would have given to, even Lorenzo.
Who's that?
And your GM thinks... Yeah, you have no idea who Lorenzo is. Oh, Puddin', he's my second in command. I can't believe you haven't seen him around here.
Well, you know, I'm always in the market for a second in command post to a fantastic leader such as yourself.
Well, yeah.
Pushing it.
I'll always keep pretty ladies like you in mind. Oh, your laugh is very unattractive. Leave.
Entirely fair.
Well, that was more successful than I expected it to be.
More successful than I expected it to be.
Yeah, well, you had all that law prep, though, didn't you? Little shit.
I had it all prepped to reveal to you at the last second, but, yeah, no. It's out in the open now. There are some weirdos in this place you're going to.
Is there anything that we need to do if we're getting magical artifacts? Are they the sort of stuff that you can handle? Do we need to get some special containers or some like Blades in the Dark
gloves,
bags of holding, or gloves, or...
You don't know anything about the magical items at this stage.
Barge into an antique shop then, innit?
Welcome, adventurers!
I've not gathered any information yet.
It is I, Methuselah 2.
I'm his brother!
Methuselah.
Is it like
Ah!
Okay, I think we should canonically put a Methuselah in every city, like an Officer Jenny or a
Oh,
Nurse
for
Joy.
God's sake. Haven't we already got canonically something else happening in every... We've got Millers in every
Millers.
city.
Could be a miller who works in the antique shops.
Methuselah Miller. Methuselah is a Miller. He always was. We just never brought it up.
Yeah, just no one talks about it. He's only a mirror by marriage. Ralph's going to go to an antique shop.
I was. I mean, it
Randall
definitely
Cusa.
makes way more sense for Randall to do it.
He's tired.
He is.
He's got two black eyes.
Because I was thinking, hey, I've got a ghost that follows me around, and there's about to be some weird shit down in a ghost field bit. But no, you're right. I should probably ask the antique shop.
We'll take the ghost to the antique shop. Have a chat to the ghost in the antique shop.
It's not worked yet, but who knows?
Yeah, and you know, I've got great social skills.
Just remember, Ralph, that the concept of yes and isn't necessarily extended to GMs.
Okay.
Try me.
In that you've no-butted a lot of the ghost stuff today.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the antique shop.
Which is called...
Trinkets.
What's another old man in history other than Methuselah?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel's Fun and Dandy Magical Trinkets.
I'm going to ask you again in 5 minutes.
Alright, are you Ezekiel of Ezekiel's Fun and Dandy Magical Trinkets?
Greetings, scoundrel! Yes, I am!
Less of the scoundrel, please.
I apologise, we are the only ones in this shop. He waves his black wings around because he is a Kenku.
Excellent.
Rich
Was-
world.
Was Methuselah canonically a Kenku, or did you just decide to make him a Kenku?
This
When
one's a
you made
Kenku.
the-
Jack's one is a raven man of some kind.
Yeah.
That's an off-brand Kenku.
How about fuck you? From someone that has made a lot of off-brand D&D content, maybe fuck you. How's that?
He waves his wings around because he is a pigeon man.
We've got mockingbird folk, actually.
Yeah. You're gonna help me with something. I am... What?
You're going to help me with something.
Yeah, so that I can turn this into a command roll later, because that's the only thing I've got points in.
We've played
Always
this game
be
before.
closing.
Always be commanding.
I'm clearing out the estate of a sadly deceased relative of my master. And he's got some magical doodads of various sorts. I was wondering if you could advise on particular protective equipment, unctions, etc. As to the moving of that.
Of course! I think now would be the time to roll.
And it all comes tumbling down.
Like the walls of Jericho. 3!
And you've got level 1 harm, reducing that to a really piddly limited amount of information, I think.
That's what it says in the rulebook.
That's what it says in the rulebook. I'm beholden to the rulebook, Ralph, I'm afraid.
Basically. We all are.
Piddly, yeah, says it right there.
Well, let me think. If it's got a handle, it's probably safe. Otherwise, don't touch it. Anyway, get out, I'm closing.
You'd be very helpful.
To be fair, that is not bad advice.
Could even have been something you might have worked out yourself.
Unless the handle is there to lull you into a false sense of security, in which case definitely don't touch the handle.
Yeah. Well, just don't touch it, really. It's the advice that I would take. I reckon we go back to the gloves idea. Or make Kuza do it with his bad hand, because that's already fucked anyway.
So that's a sacrificial hand.
Yeah.
What about
Someone's got
like
his hand.
silver tongs?
Ooh!
Silver's a good shout.
Does Nanny have any of those?
Should we just take some silver
I mean, the
tongs?
specifics of the equipment is very much handled by Flash. I can't overstate that. That's very much the core mechanic of the game.
I can't overstate how little I care
You
for
beat
the
me to
core
that joke.
mechanics.
So whoever's ready, when the time comes, silver tongs. We don't even need to flashback. Remember those silver tongs we mentioned? I've got them in my bag. Tick. Slot used.
Oh, this is too much planning. We got one more gather information that I will allow you, if anyone wants it. You don't have to do it.
I'm desperately trying to think of anything that Gecko could do to gather information.
Go sneaking around the flooded area.
Just go have a look at the magic case.
Well, we've established that she can swim, and maybe and she's like dark, like she can just like swim around like a crocodile with just her eyes.
Go
poking
pretend
out.
to be a lost girl, as you have been voice acting a really reasonable number of roles recently, and try and find out from the what's the name of the bloody police?
Blue cloaks.
The millets or the blue cloaks.
Millets. Go to the millets, hunt around and see if they've had any dealings with the weirdos.
Okay.
That's actually not the worst idea.
By stealing their documents.
So the millets operate out of a region of the Undercity called the Clink, which is basically a big castle which guards the cargo lift which goes up and down between the under and over cities of Saran.
They met a centaur there.
You met
Four
several
centaurs.
centaurs there. Yeah. Whose names I definitely remember.
Yeah, I remember them too, and I remember really liking them at the time.
I thought you were canonically the only centaur.
Some more centaurs were introduced to get around that. So we are looking at the twisting, winding corridors of a fortress.
I mean, what can I see?
So public bits of the Clink, you can sort of let yourself in. It's a bit like any sort of police
Municipal building.
station. Yeah, you can go in to report crimes, which obviously no one in the Undercity does because everyone is doing the crimes.
Fair.
Kuza was able to get into the fortress proper fairly easily to pick up Tay from a holding cell, so it wouldn't be out of the question to get fairly deep into the fortress without being accosted.
Alright. That sounds good.
But in the reception area, there's a dwarf with a weird accent, I seem to remember, behind the reception desk.
Yes. Yes, there is.
How weird the accent? Let's find out, kiddies.
We didn't find out last time, so...
Well, then we must. Hi. I've come to see my friend. She's a centaur.
Ah, hello. Yes, please, proceed down the corridor to your left, and you will locate the holding cells where we keep large creatures.
I hope she didn't hear you say that. She doesn't like it. In fact, a medium humanoid.
Is she really? That explains how centaurs get away with so much in this city, that really we should be challenging more often. They seem very capable to pass through normal doors. Where you'd think, centaurs, very tall. But no, if they're medium, then please proceed.
You're right. There's a lot of statistics and things that don't really go together. But you've been very helpful. Thank you.
Of course.
I don't think your accent's that weird. And
Who said it was weird?
And as Gus also as Gecko says that, it's just gonna like just do a little skip through the door.
And this man's sense of self is cracked irreparably forever.
Oh no!
What's Gecko rolling to gather this information now?
I mean, I guess...
Which action roll are
I
we
can
looking
definitely remember what all of the stats are, so don't even worry about that. And if I was going to choose one of the many things that there is, I guess I'd probably choose survey, right?
Wasn't what I thought you'd go with. Yeah.
I guess I'm probably surveying the area and seeing where there's somewhere to have a good look at. Something that might be useful.
Okay. Roll away.
Did you think I was just going to try and get away with finesse or prowl?
I was expecting prowl, like you prowl your way into a...
6! With
Oh.
1 dice! Die.
You can say dice, they're interchangeable. It's okay.
Not when you're a professional editor, they're not.
Remind me what question it was that you were asking that I have to answer now?
What is there about that might be good for snooping in?
Oh no, we're skipping straight ahead to like what you want to know about the flooded district. I'm not going to make you roll more than once.
Oh, got it.
So you have successfully surveyed, you found the treasure trove of information about the flooded district in the Millet headquarters.
What kind of protections or defences might we come up against near these magical items?
Oh, near the magical items. I think you would find a troubling report on someone who did make it back out of the flooded district. They report that their amulet that they wear for health reasons seemed to attract the attention of a strange beast that attacked from the shadows with tentacles, and they barely made it away with their life. And this has been filed away.
So something that's attracted to magic. Which means that we're okay on the way in, but not on the way out. Okay, good to know.
Because you got a 6, I think you're allowed a follow-up question if you so want.
Did the person who escaped see the beast in a particular place or any patterns in its behaviour or movements?
This is not going to be particularly helpful, but it attacked from the water.
That is incredibly unhelpful.
And it was primarily interested in the magical artifact that this person was wearing.
Cool. Cool.
Are we ready for an engagement roll?
I believe so.
We agreed on transport, did we?
Yes.
Where do we get our shipboat from? Oh, we should have done something with the shipboat. Oh well.
Does anyone have a a mariner in their past who they can ask? Or is Pakistan fucking buying one for you and being like, yeah, it's the best I could find?
Yes. Tay has an old flame named Captain Jackie Chaffinch.
Captain Jackie Chaffinch retired from captaining because their boat is so bad.
Yes.
It pulls on to the jetty at the back of the Shrieking Clam. It's Captain Jackie Chaffinch has plugged most of the holes, but otherwise you are poling your way into the flooded district. So engagement roll, you get 1 dice for luck. Do you have any major advantages or major disadvantages, do we think?
Disadvantage is the boat.
I would definitely say
Randall's
shitty boat,
map.
so I'm going to be... Was the map good?
It was official, wasn't it?
It was official.
What? The map that he read? No, he didn't take it with him. He went to their office to read it and just studied it and left it there.
Yeah, you're not allowed to check maps out.
The map was really good, but
No,
Randall's
he couldn't read it.
memory of the map.
He couldn't read it. He got nothing from it. He has no idea.
I'm going to roll 2 dice. I'm going to take the lowest, and you're all going to tell me what load you are taking with you on this score. I think this is the first time I've remembered to say that before the score starts.
Light, I think.
Heavy. Always heavy.
Heavy. What's heavy for you, baby boy?
It is 6.
Me too.
And me.
Me too. It may be standard.
Randall's gone heavy as well.
Ooh. You proceed by boat towards the border of the flooded district. As you... Who's polling this gondola, do we reckon?
Probably me.
Or me. Because I can't really sit down anyway, so I may.
That is
Oh,
true.
that's a fun mental image.
But I guess part of the problem would be punt from right at the back of a boat, right? So if Tay's standing there
Everyone
quite
else
a
is
lot
sat
of
at the front of the
leading.
boat so that
Yeah.
it's balanced.
Gecko's perched like right on the front, like
Like a
literally
coxswain.
on the prow because she's got good dark vision, and she's basically a figurehead.
Okay, so as you turn the final corner towards the flooded district, Gecko, you leap back as an arrow embeds itself in the prow of your tiny ship. You look up and see a pair of hunched figures sitting on the edge of an abandoned dock, one with a fishing rod and one with a bow. Perhaps they were dwarves once, but now you can't see under their heavy cloaks in the shadows.
Jarvis. Do they go, what did he?
Their features are nondescript.
Fuck, be careful, that nearly hit me.
Good! Turn back, outsider! The one with the bow shouts.
Is this district your house?
It is, and we don't take kindly to outsiders. Turn back!
And then you hear in the background, ding, 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 ding.
And this figure draws another arrow and aims it towards you.
Ah! Malcolm Abernathy, is that you?
No!
That is exactly what Malcolm Abernathy would say.
Remember earlier when we were saying how yes and doesn't apply for Game Masters?
Tay pulls out her massive, heavy harpoon gun and fires it at the one that shot the arrow at Gecko.
Give me a roll. Tell me which roll it is. Are you wrecking this man? It sounds like a wreck, but it could be a skirmish.
Yeah, I mean, I think wreck, yeah. Carefully applied sabotage, breach defences with force, create distractions or chaos. Feels more like that
Shoot
than
people with
skirmish.
harpoon guns. Just to put it on the table, because it's something that I forgot at a very important juncture last time I was playing. The aim, you do try to avoid killing people because weird stuff happens with ghosts.
I'm not going to kill them. It's a non-lethal harpoon.
Okay, you're simply going to non-fatally and harmlessly shoot them with a massive fuck-off harpoon gun.
Hang on, wait. Before
Okay.
you roll,
Do you want to know the good news or the bad news?
I actually want to tell you something before we get into the dice rolling.
I don't care. Do you want to know the... Sorry.
Jack rolled a 6 on their harpoon gun. That would be my guess.
Well, the bad
Go on,
news is
go
I
on.
rolled 2 dice. But the good news is that is now 5 6s in a row that I have rolled. So,
Jack's a witch.
I'm a
Jesus.
witch.
Burn the witch!
So, this was in a risky position. But tell me what you were trying to achieve with this roll.
I basically want to intimidate them into stopping shooting arrows at us because getting harmed in this game is really fucking annoying. And so I was sort of thinking that I might fire the harpoon gun with such ingenious accuracy as to attack the fishing pole or the bow or their cloak into something behind them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not shooting it at them.
Like right between their knees.
As I was about to fire it, Kuza leant way too close to my ear and reminded me that killing people is a bad thing.
Killing is wrong.
Wow, my moral
There's
compass.
no
Thank you
need
very
for
much.
violence.
Yeah, you're the angel on my shoulder and Randall's the devil.
So this has the effect you were looking for. I think this harpoon maybe like nails his cloak to the wall behind him, and his fishing friend scurries over to help him, and they aren't able to sort of hinder you further as you sail past into the flooded district.
That was unexpected.
Well, I'm a very unexpected kind of person.
Imagine being attacked so soon after entering the district.
Where were you hiding that harpoon gun?
Oh, don't worry about it, honey. I had lots of things, lots of places.
Saddlebags.
It was only one load. Was that a horse, Joe?
I wouldn't dream of it.
She reloads the harpoon gun whilst looking at Kuza.
Level 1 harm, kick. in head.
Level 1 would not be a centaur hoof to the head.
No.
At least be level 3.
Need help.
So as you proceed into the flooded district, you sense, all of you, you're all scoundrels, you've all been fighting for your lives every day of your life since birth, except for Randall, who's only been doing it recently. You all have this sense of danger in this area, and you sense that the GM has written down an 8-part clock and written detection above it.
Oh dear.
The clock is currently empty because of that 6.
Well.
But the hair on the back of your neck stands up.
That's fair.
Your boat finds its way, following the rough directions you've pieced together, to a collapsed warehouse. Coming in through the large doors at the front of the warehouse. The only way through this warehouse with your boat is straight across the factory floor and out the other side. But as you enter the large building, you notice a faint white glow dotting around the building. You spot shards of this white crystal protruding from the ground and walls, giving off this unnatural white mist. And where the illumination strikes through the space, it reveals a room filled with ghosts wearing workers' overalls. They're dotted evenly around the warehouse, each one suspended oddly in the air, as if floating in water with their faces down.
Dead men in the marshes.
It's a lot of ghosts.
And all of you notice one right behind Kuza.
Holy shit.
Kuza, there's a ghost on you.
Yeah, I know. He's been there for a while.
What?
And he reacts to all of you looking at him. You can finally fucking see me then!
Fucking hell!
What?
I've been following you fucking scumbags around for months and you've done nothing about me.
You sound just like Kuza.
It's not spoken before. That's a new one. Look, mate, I have been doing so. I've been trying to get rid of you, mate.
Have you, fuck? You've done nothing.
Look at my hand!
You notice that the other ghosts are starting to turn to look at you.
If we could, let's just, fellas.
Well, I find that mightily inappropriate because first off, I think it's rude that you say you've been following us around. Secondly, we have been working extremely hard. Thirdly, I think it's only been about a week.
On that last point, I feel like we have said months and weeks have passed, so I'm not accepting that one.
Really?
Fair.
If we could just simmer down a little, we don't want to.
You're not telling me to be quiet, are you, Kuza? Because you know how I hate
you to
just
calm
like Jack
down.
hates.
No,
to be
I hate
told to be
decorum of any kind.
We're in. Reinhard.
Sorry, I've been trying to hold that one in for a while.
Listen, we've all got our grievances.
I'm fucking dead, mate.
Did we kill you?
I'll give you that one. You personally did not kill me.
What's the beef?
Forgive me for allowing your predicament to slide down the priorities list. I thought, things being as they are, they couldn't really get much worse for you.
Does it hurt?
And-
being dead.
Yeah, it fucking hurts.
Like still now?
Well, Randall can give you something for that.
I ain't accepting nothing off of him.
Oh, you have been following us around.
Yeah, I am intimately aware of what scumbags you four are.
How much have you been following us around and potentially witnessing certain activities that one or other centaurs might have undertaken at particular times?
I admit I mostly follow this one around. He points at
Oh,
Kuza.
thank goodness. Yeah, I agree. They are scumbags.
Now that I can talk to you, what are you going to do about me?
Well,
He waves a hand as you hesitate, and a splash of water goes up from the side of the boat towards the ghosts, and they seem to float towards you a little bit more.
so, you've been following us around. You know what the deal with this score is. We're after some magical doodads and whatnot. maybe something there could be useful somehow. Look, you've also been following us around. You know that I've not made much progress with the whole... Kuza gestures broadly at the ghost.
I am keenly aware.
Yeah, no, fair. But I don't really know what the process is, but maybe some of these, things, magic things, maybe that'll be useful somehow.
You
But
reckon?
we can't get those, and we can't help you if all of us get killed by ghosts.
Do you have to follow him round?
He turns to Gecko briefly and says, yeah, he did something near where my body is, and now I'm fucking tethered to him or something.
What bit of you's tethered?
I don't know, I ain't a soul man.
The next bit of the interaction, Gecko's just circling Kuza, trying to see where they're tied together.
Now, back to this business about this magical item.
Yeah.
I've seen you deal with ghosts before. That one, they burnt a body to stop a ghost coming back. Why ain't you trying to do that with me? And he splashes the water again.
I mean, it's a fair point, but that was to stop a ghost coming in the first place. You're already here. According to my understanding, you're stuck here, mate, until us four, and maybe the goblin, can sort something out. You need us, mate. You need us alive. We can't do anything if we're dead.
Do you want to roll something here?
Yeah. I shouldn't have put a point in command, because I don't use it. But that was certainly a command, I would think.
You know enough about him that he is an ex-millet, so he's got that kind of military bent to him. So maybe a command wouldn't be entirely out of place.
Yeah, and I feel like that line, it's a veiled threat, isn't it? It's a...
What are you hoping to gain out of this role?
Calm the fuck down.
Just want to calm him down at this stage.
I want to calm him down. I mean, I also want him to see the value of us remaining whole.
Okay.
And
I think this is risky, potentially great though, because if you want him to stop attracting the ghosts...
care to take a guess?
Is it a 1?
Yeah.
He starts splattering both of his hands.
Ghost fight.
He looks at you and says, I'll take my fucking chances, thank you. And he raises his head back and says, Oi! Good eating here! And the ghosts all snap their heads up and rush towards you.
Tay fucking row.
What? You were rowing. Tay
Yeah, but you're
pulls
stronger
out the
than me.
harpoon gun that now has a rope attaches a rope to it, fires it at the far wall,
Okay.
and then it's like pulling it along like a pulley.
That would take you through the ghosts, which would be bad news in terms of harm.
Tay fires the harpoon gun upwards
Okay.
and climbs up it.
Deploys her magneto hooves.
You do have a cutter ability that might influence this somewhat, I think.
You can push yourself to do one of the following. Perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman. Engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. I engaged the ghosts.
You reckon you can fight some ghosts?
No. That was a joke. That was me. that was me joking.
No, don't be ridiculous, Tove.
I don't know. Anyone got any bright ideas here?
Can Randall feel the bottom under the flood, or is it very deep? So he just puts his hand into the water and tries to see if he can feel the bottom. It kind of looks like he's collapsed and falling into the water.
Pulls his hand out, it's just bone.
You can't reach it, but based on the building that you're in, because you're inside the warehouse, you would judge that it'd probably be like chest height, maybe?
Yeah. Takes his hand out, looks at it,
Yeah, it's fine. The water's mundane.
jumps into the water.
Okay.
It just flops over the side of the boat. and falls into the water.
Randall's in the water. What are the rest of you doing?
He comes up with a stone from the bottom and throws it through Kuz's ghost.
That is successful. It goes through Kuz's ghost.
Okay. Well, Tay, looks like you can't fight them.
Does anything affect them? Like, are they, like, looking around, are they sticking into the shadows? Are they only in the areas of the white crystals? What's going on?
So they're incorporeal, like you can see through them. They're non-corporeal. You've heard stories of people being attacked by ghosts and dying of frostbite because of how cold a ghost's form is. You can see them most clearly when they catch the rays of the faint light from these crystals. But you know that that's sort of just helping you see them rather than making them dangerous, because they're dangerous wherever they would be.
Flashback.
Ooh.
Someone's got to have one. A few, I don't know, 2, 10 episodes ago, Gecko sat in a library trying to put segments of a Trivial Pursuit cheese into becoming more magical. In that section of the library, there might have been books about ghosts.
Yeah, I would even say that you would know the type of magic to use. If you were going to roll a tune, you could potentially protect yourself from these ghosts.
Is that what we need? Protection? Or do we need to blast them? Do we need to hide from them? What's our goal here?
I think we just need to get away, don't we? There's lots of them. We can't fight all of them.
No.
I think we've just got to get to where we're going.
Yes, Jack.
Flashback.
Uh-huh.
Tay goes and sees one of her shadier friends who supplies various weapons and things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all like, well, William, it's so nice to see you again. I must say, I'm a bit concerned. I'm going into the flooded district a little while. I've been hearing all sorts of things about ghosts and about nasty things, and I know that if I ever wanted to come find a weapon to help defend myself, I would come to the greatest weapons dealer that Siren has ever seen, and the Undercity as well.
Why, of course, Tay. I, William, am that person.
Yeah, well, I do so remember how weirdly robotic your voice was as well. But would you perchance have something that might work against a ghost to maybe repel them away?
Of course. Please, step with me into my boudoir, and we shall select a weapon for you. So, you have items that you can just pull out and say, this is good against ghosts.
Cool.
I've got a thing called a Spirit Bane charm. That feels...
same.
Tay...
Tove just cut my flashback.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. It felt like we weren't sure. I don't know. I'm sorry if I raided your parade.
No, it's
No,
fine.
absolutely.
So this is maybe a mechanical thing. Like, if you all want to take a group action to attune, we can say, like, oh yeah, you all have, like, wards against ghosts, and that will protect us against thing, and you just mark items, and that improves your effect level.
Well, so we've sort of come back into the current time, and Tay pulls out a really small box with a button on top, and she slams the button, and then there's just like a force field, like, and as it goes round, it punts Kuz's ghost back as well. Just a little bubble around, like, the centre of the boat, maybe not the entire covering the boat.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm fairly sure if we stay inside, the bubble will be fine.
Is it like the person you chose in Mass Effect 2 to keep where the Reaper swarm off you? That's what I imagine.
Still haven't played Mass Effect 2.
But it's the best
In
game of all
my
time.
head, it
Get off my podcast.
your podcast. It looks identical to the Gungan force field shields from Phantom Menace Episode 1.
Okay, are we thinking this is Tinker or a tune? Is Tay having to put some...
Do I have to
part of
roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The item will improve your action roll, not
I see.
negate it.
I see.
And group action helps increase the chance of success.
Well, I let's do a group action.
Randall's in the water.
Maybe Randall can get out of the water.
Let's do a group action. Whatever anyone thinks is different. I've
Gecko
got
didn't
no
read any
skills.
books. Randall didn't get into the water. Like, nothing
No,
else. has
Randall
happened at this
definitely
point.
got into the water.
Okay,
Definitely
fine.
got into okay, but he floats to the top and he's like, oh, nice box. Clambers back into the boat. Just strewing wet. Oh,
So yeah,
cold.
I mean, we could do a group action if you want. I don't have any skills in anything that's remotely.
Does anyone have anything in Tinker or a tune?
No.
I'm pretty sure I do. Let me have a look.
Maybe Gecko snatches
I
the
do.
box off Tay. It's like, you're using it wrong.
I do have one in Tinker.
Sorry, I'm just now realising that it doesn't actually matter who leads the group role in terms of success. It is whoever wants to take all the stress from the failures that should lead the group action.
It should definitely be Tay.
Well, I'm happy that someone else can take the stress.
You take that box back.
Fine.
So we all roll with no points. We roll 2 and
Take
take
the
the
lowest.
lowest.
I rolled.
We're going...
This is a good group action.
I'm gonna go straight into trauma off one thing, aren't I?
We're going to say that this is desperate,
Oh, good.
but the effect's going to be standard. The desperate is from Kuza's failed roll,
Fuck's sake.
but with the item, we can either increase the effect or we can reduce the danger.
Increase the effect or reduce the danger. Removing the head or destroying the brain. I would prefer to be higher chance of success than lower risk of consequences.
That makes sense. The goal here is to keep all the ghosts out,
Yes.
because if they get through with your desperate position, someone's taking like level 3 harm or something along those lines.
Love that.
Cool. I rolled a 1.
1 stress for Tay,
3.
2 stress for Tay.
I rolled a 1 and a 5, and I guess we're taking the 1.
If you've got nothing in
I
Tinker,
got nothing.
then we're taking the 1.
Cool.
Randall?
1.
So no one rolled a 4 or higher.
So Tay hits the button.
What was that you were saying about level 3 harm, Tove?
Tay hits the button, and nothing happens. She's like, Perlium, you little shit. I believe I've been sold fool's gold, gentlemen.
And that is the last word you say before the ghosts just descend on Tay, and they are swarming around you. They're sort of taking swipes at you, and each time they pass through you, you feel this bone-chilling cold pass through you. So I think it's going to be level 3 harm. Ghost frozen. That means you need help, and you can't take action rolls. So that
Oh, fuck.
might be something you would choose to resist.
Yeah? How do I do that?
You can make a resistance
roll. Yeah. Let me just get the exact rules, because we fucked this up like twice before.
I rolled like 50 dice last time. It was great.
Yeah, that was wrong, if you can believe it.
I thought when we worked out, I should have only rolled 1 fewer, though. It was still quite a lot.
It was still
Nice.
quite a lot, but it's not that many.
Something about the number in one of the insight, prowess, or resolve.
Yes, so I'm thinking it is based on the number of points you've got in the first column of your resolve attribute, which for Tay is 2. And you take 6 stress minus whatever you roll on these 2 dice.
+1 because of our gang.
Oh,
Bonus.
the crew effect. Yep, so you get 3 dice.
Okay.
And it's still roll 3, take 2? Or is it roll 3?
Roll 3, take the highest.
4.
Okay, so you take 2 stress, but you do not need help.
Are you not entertained? I don't know why you are here.
So what does this look like? The ghosts descend on you and then...
She just goes, I am the force is with me. I am the force is with me. No, I think she just sings a melancholic, tune to herself, and just tries to withstand the ridiculousness of everything that's going through her. Sort of zones out. So I think she's not really here for the bit after that. She's like in a bit of a state.
But you sail out of the warehouse, away from these white lights, and the ghosts don't give chase, and Stanley Brown, Kuza's compatriot, seems to disappear for the 3 of you, but Kuza, you see him sort of return to his kind of inward-looking, not really there, ghostly self.
Does he look okay? Does he look real mad?
He looks the same as he did before.
Okay.
Sort of neutral
I didn't
at
do
this
anything
point.
to him, did I?
Yeah, the the ghost thing didn't work. So, okay, so Tay, you need to mark an item and 5 stress, 2 from resisting, 3 from the failures.
When I get 4 from the failures because we all failed.
Yeah, I guess you do. Thanks for correcting me.
So 6 stress. So that
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not quite into trauma, but I'm full.
Yeah, so you as a crew have +1 to your stress boxes because you are steady.
So you got some breathing room then.
Got a small gasp.
You can see the daylight between you and trauma.
You come to the church that you are aiming for, but a way inside isn't clear through the rubble that surrounds it. One way in, you can see, is through a crooked tower which is next to the church. If you leave your boat here and make your way inside, you can see that there is a flickering light in its highest room. You saw from the outside that you could easily step from this tower into the church spire and make your way down from there. But as you make your way up this tower, who's leading the way, out of interest?
Not Tay. I'll tell you that much.
I think we can accept it's not Tay.
Tay is a little bit shell-shocked still.
I'll lead the way.
I think Gecko is walking as much as she can in a small tower space next to Tay, just kind of stroking her mane, or just like stroking her back, and just like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
You make your way up this twisting spiral staircase into the room at the top of the tower. Kuza, you are met with the most beautiful creature you've ever lain your eyes on. What do you see?
Oh god. What's the most beautiful thing that Kuza can think of?
Just gold. Just so much gold.
His weird god.
Oh, his weird god.
It's a weird god.
God, weird god.
Yeah, I see a bugbear priestess. Insignia of the long-forgotten bugbear god of nightmares. With a big book of knowledge.
Sexy knowledge.
You take a step inside. Randall, you see this, and you look around the frame of this door to see what Kuza is walking towards, and you see the most beautiful creature you've ever lain your eyes on. What do you see?
Randall. He sees himself. He sees himself, but obviously with a bag of, what do we call it, stardust in his hand, just nodding and beckoning.
But I am Randall. Or at least Randall as he should have been.
Exactly the same, but with drugs.
Wait, is that a Gandalf line?
Tay, you're out of it after your ordeal. You see these two enter this room and you peer around the door frame. And you see the most beautiful creature you've ever laid your eyes on. What do you see?
Also Randall.
This is gonna sound like super gay in terms of the term, but like, I think she actually just sees Hannah. I think Hannah is the most beautiful thing Tay's ever seen, and she's always had a soft spot for her, and so I think she just sees her, like just her as herself, just like, you know, oversized shirt that she borrowed from Tay that's got like 6 holes in it or whatever. You know, the morning after, like, just like the ideal divine feminine kind of thing.
Gecko, you sense something's wrong, and you take a peek into this room to wonder what your compatriots are doing. And you see the most beautiful creature you've ever laid your eyes on. What do you see?
Gecko sees a woman in her sort of early 50s, kind of quite homely dressed, but with kind eyes, and is holding her like arms out towards Gecko. She's also, you know, a bit blue and with curly horns.
Damn.
And let's see. Let me have a look at who's got the most to lose to lose stress and harm. Do you think any of the 4 scoundrels would be moved to act based on the situation that they find themselves in?
I gotta say that I think after what Tay has just experienced, seeing Hannah, I think she'd go to Hannah. Like, that would be Tay. I'll leave you up to the other guys whether you think you'd do anything.
Gecko is distrustful of everything and everyone. Gecko's going to hang back, but not take her eyes off.
Randall Kuza, anything happening?
I think at least enough of a pause that Tay can get in there first.
Metagaming piece of shit.
And Randall?
Randall's creature is Randall, so...
Randall's the only person who knows for sure that what they're looking at is not real.
That does not mean Randall will not go for
That is entirely fair. Doesn't know the drugs aren't real.
He doesn't know the drugs aren't real. Absolutely.
Just sort of...
A risk worth taking.
Yeah. Okay, thinking about it, yeah. Look,
They're
Randall
wearing my
would
face,
think...
but they might have drugs.
Yeah, like, they might be real. You know, the creature itself, okay, obviously a great-looking guy. But, what they're holding, the item, you know, that could be part of the... They could be real enough. So I think he'd sort of try and just grab some. He's not feeling great, so...
Okay, so we've got 2 to choose from. Let's roll the dice. Evens, Tay, odds, Randall. It's a 1. It's Randall. Randall, as you reach out to grab this bag of stardust, you feel a grip around your arm, and you are pulled into the embrace of this creature, and you feel something cold and metal touch your neck. The rest of you see Randall grabbed by your fantasy, and then the room starts to melt away and you can see it for what it truly is. This is a dilapidated wizard's tower. On the floor you can see a large summoning circle. Dotting around the edges of the room is a sort of strange white powder, and the creature holding Randall hostage with a knife to his throat is a beautiful woman with horns and red skin. And she says, "New playthings, finally. Now you 3 are all going to do exactly what I say. Correct?" Thanks for listening to Of Dice and Them. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a review on your favourite podcasting platform and subscribe to be notified as soon as new episodes drop. In the meantime, give us a follow at Of Dice and Them on social media, where you can also find out how to follow our cast. And we'll see you next time.
That's where we end the episode, right? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
If you want, yeah, we can
Yeah, I
slam
think
dunk.
it's
That's perfect. That's the best ending of an episode we've done.
And I think that should be the end of the episode.